With spring approaching, not fast enough in my opinion, but with spring approaching, I wanted to bring you a winter transitioning into spring makeup look. The star of the show is going to be the Rose Quartz by Huda. To me, this is a beautiful year-round palette, but especially winter moving into spring because we have those cool tones that are very winter-esque, and then some really beautiful pink and purple shades that can definitely be used in the spring. I use this palette all year round. This is in my top 3 palettes that I own, and this was my most used palette of 2025. So I'm going to be doing an eye look with this for you, but also bringing in some spring-like shades for the rest of my face. So if you want to see me do this look with this palette, then stick around. Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome or welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. All right, brought you in closer. I'm going to start with the Morphe Solo Artist Eye Primer. This is one of my favorite eye primers. And as you can see, it's almost gone. I mean, I probably still have several months worth of primer in there. But for the price, it has lasted a really long time. As always, I'm going to do my eyes first because that way if I get any fallout at all, then I can just brush it away and it's not going to mess up my base makeup. And I'm going to start in my outer corner, and I'm going to start with the shade Mantra, which is down here. And as I said in the intro, this look will take you from winter to spring. I'm not a pastel person, but I will use pinks to blend out other pinks. I don't mind pinks. The ones I don't like are the pastel blues, the pastel greens. I don't mind like lavenders and pinks. And this palette has some really beautiful pink shades. And I don't know if you can see the dips in those pink shades. And by the way, this was just a Shop Miss A brush. I don't know if it has the E150 from Shop Miss A. Love this brush. Have many of them over here. Many. And they're $1. So yeah. Next I'm going in with an Alter Ego brush. This is just says 2. But I love the Alter Ego brushes. And I'm going to go into the shade Happiness, which is this really pretty mid-tone pink in here. And I'm going to blend out that outer corner. And if you need to take time to blend, take time to blend. Because I love a blended eye look. And I definitely take the time needed to blend. If you only knew how much footage gets left on the cutting room floor of me just sitting here and blending. I just like a seamless look. And I love when it goes from dark to light. And I'm just patting that on. I will blend over here between the 2 shades. The rest of it, I'm just patting it on. I'm going to take that up into my transition area because I do have hooded eyes. When I open my eyes, I want you to be able to see that. And then once I get that all laid down, then I will take and swipe windshield wiper motions up into my transition area to just blend out that upper line. By the way, I do have a code with Alter Ego. I do not get PR from them. I got PR one time from them, but I do have a code that still works, and it is Andi10. Save you 10% off your order. Highly recommend their brushes, and their brushes are inexpensive to begin with. Next, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild brush. Cheapy. Used to be able to get these at the Dollar Tree. They don't have them anymore. My daughter did find them. Where did she find them? Walmart? They were like $2 something, but still, for a good eye brush, it's cheap, and I love these. I'm going to go into the shade Cherished, which is this light pink right there. And I'm going to put that on the inner part of my lid. And what that does is it continues that dark to light, but it also brightens up your eyes. When you have a bright inner corner, it will brighten up your eyes, make you look a little bit more awake. I know people that love a matte inner corner. Let me know if you're a matte inner corner or if you're a shimmer inner corner person. I'm a shimmer inner corner person. But today, I think, because I'm not going ham on the shimmers today, I know, right? Who am I? But I'm just going to do one shimmer on the lid. So I definitely want that bright inner corner. And I'm just going to keep it matte today. You can see that journey from dark to light. And I love a dark outer corner. I love a smoky outer corner. That's kind of my thing. And even in the spring, I like a smoky outer corner. I can't help myself. I'm going to go back into that Cherish that I just used in the front, and I'm going to blend out this up here. This is an Alter Ego 207. Yeah, this is an Alter Ego 207. These are dupes of the BK Beauty brushes, and let me tell you what, I have several of the BK Beauty brushes. I have the Andi Hot and Flashy set, and I also have the foundation brush from BK Beauty. And these Alter Ego brushes, they're dupes. They are just as amazing as the BK Beauty, and BK Beauty is very pricey. It is. So for Valentine's Day, I did a 2 looks 1 palette with the Natasha Denona Retro. And I did one look that was very soft, and then one look that was sultry. I will have that linked up here and down below. But it was very difficult to edit myself for this soft look. Very difficult. I like all the things. Yes, I'm over 50, but you know what? I love a very impactful shimmer on the lid. I love the dark smoky outer corner. I don't want to do no makeup. I don't want to do a natural eye. I don't want to. This is what makes me feel pretty. There are no wrong answers. And you know what? I'm going to stop there because I'm going to get into all of this. My monthly collab with Leanna Dalton that is at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to spill all of my own tea on what I like, what I don't, and what I'm letting go of for the spring renewal. Just kind of blending those out a little bit up here at the top while still keeping that deep outer corner. Yeah, it's pretty. I like it. I am going to go back in a little bit with the brush that I used for Happiness, that pink. And I am going to blend this out just a little bit more because I am a blender. I love blending. Like, it's so relaxing. It does take a while, but it's worth it. I just sit and blend and it makes me happy. Guys, I don't know. All right, I'm going to go in with the Divina Sparkle and Shimmer Glue Base. And because some of these shimmers are a little, I don't want to say chunky, but I do occasionally get fallout from them. And this glue base keeps that from happening. It is amazing. Side note, the other night I took a photo. I'll put it in here. I took a photo when I sat down to take off my makeup. And I had had my makeup on for 14 hours, right? Yeah, 14 hours. And my eyeshadow looked like I just applied it. And it was because of the Prelusion eyeshadow base from Divina and the specular. If you can see, I just finished my Prelusion and I have about halfway done. There's so much product in here. $10. Or if you use my code, $8.50. I do have a code with Divina as well. It's always linked below, you guys. Always linked below. All right. What are we doing? Am I going to use Moon Magic? This is Moon Magic. This is Blissful. This is Cosmic Love. I don't think I want that. That's a little darker. Let me see. What do I want to do? That is Moon Magic. And that is Blissful. This reminds me of Mystic Moon Pie, which is my favorite Divina shade. But this is a lot more ethereal, a lot lighter. Lighter as far as feeling, also shade, but lighter as far as feeling. I'm going to do Moon Magic. We're going to make this a little bit ethereal. I want to make sure I don't get a lot of fallout, so I am just going to tap tap that right on the center lid. Just right in the middle. I want to take it to the front so much, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to tap it on the center of the lid. Do a little bit more. That is such a beautiful, beautiful shimmer. And the reason that this is a winter to spring is because this could also be a winter look, but it could also be a spring look. And since Ohio weather doesn't know what it's doing, it was 70 degrees last week. Today is 39. Yesterday, I was driving down the road and I thought the wind was going to take my car and deposit it somewhere else in the country because it was so windy, forceful winds. It's killing me to not bring that shadow, that shimmer all the way over, but I'm not. I'm going to go into Cherished, that lightest shade, and I'm just going to put a little bit more in the inner corner and blend it into that Cherished Moon Magic on the center of the lid. Just want it to blend in a little bit. There we go. I don't want a line there of where the shimmer starts and stops. All right, you guys. I'm going to go do my base makeup. We're going to come back. We're going to finish the look with cheeks and lips and liners and all the things. Base makeup is done. Note to self, do not try a new foundation the day that you're filming. Oh, and I haven't blended out my bronzer yet, so I'm not crazy. It's just, I haven't blended it out yet. I haven't put on my cream blush yet. The foundation that I'm testing out is the Maybelline Lifter Plump and Glow. Now, I think that the formula is beautiful. I chose the wrong shade. This is in the shade 130. This is what the shade finder on Ulta's website told me to choose based on the foundations that I really like. So, Moon is barking outside. I don't know if you can hear her. She likes to do that. But I'm going to exchange this. I'm going to take it back and exchange it. I have a couple of things that I'm going to take back to Ulta to return, but I'm going to exchange this because I feel like I like the formula. It's a little too dark. It's a little too warm. So I did cool it down a little bit with my blue color corrector. By the way, those LA Girl color correctors are amazing. But yeah, so I will talk more about this when I get the right shade. I think I need to go more 115 or 113. I think 115 is cool and 113 is neutral. And I am kind of in between the two, depending on the brand. The House Labs, I can do a neutral, and it's a perfect shade match, or it's a perfect tone match. But some shades, the neutrals are way too warm for me. So what I have on my base face is the Lifter foundation, the Sephora contour stick, and my bronzer that is not yet blended out is the Nude Sticks. This is the Matte Plus Glow Core, and it's actually a blush, but it's in the shade Tan Glow. And I bought this to use as a bronzer. It is beautiful. I love it as a bronzer, cream bronzer. In honor of spring, I'm also going to use the Nude Sticks Matte Plus Glow Core blush in the shade Magenta Magic. You can see that glow core in there. So the cream around it is matte, and then the core in the middle is more of a glowy formula. Now I'm just putting a little bit on my brush because I don't want it to be in your face pink, but I do love this shade. I have been using it quite a bit, and it is beautiful. The thing I love about one of the many things I love about Nude Sticks is the fact that they blend out beautifully. I could swipe this right on my cheek. It would not disturb the makeup underneath it. It's beautiful. And the day that you're seeing this, I believe it's the 17th. I think it's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I think, I think this is, anyway, the day that this came out, the 17th, they're having 50% off at Ulta 21 Days of Beauty for nude sticks. And I have no business buying anymore, but I'm going to because I love them so much. All of the nudies are on sale. And these are all over face color. You can use them as blush, bronzer, lips, eyes. It doesn't matter. But see how that blended out? Beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. Talk about no makeup makeup. You could get away with that with no makeup makeup. I'm going to go into my Huda Easy Bake and Snatch. This is in the shade Cherry Blossom. Sorry about that. Cherry Blossom. And I like this to set my T-zone. It is very blurring. I do not set my under eyes with powder. If a little bit of powder goes under my eyes, then I will take care of that at the end. And I will show you how I do that and what I use. There we go. I just do light layers, mini light layers. I just don't want to go in all ham. All right. Bronzer and blush both. I'm going to be using the CoverGirl True Skin Enhancers. I can't stop using these. I have a powder bronzer that I really wanted to, I know I'm not going to use it up this year, but I wanted to get a lot of use on it, but I can't stop using this one. And now I'm going in with the blush. This was the Angie Hot and Flashy, BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A507. This is an alter ego. This is in 113. And again, dupe. So I'm going in with the Please Please Pink from the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer line. And just putting that on the outer part of my cheeks up into my temple. It is such a beautiful finish. Luminous, glowy without being over the top, glittery, shiny disco ball. Now I'm going to take my finishing powder and buff it all together. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do a highlight. Want to? I rarely use a highlight. We're going to use... I'm going to use the Natasha Denona High Gen. I got this from the Ipsy shop. Deeply discounted. It is beautiful. This is a ColourPop blush that I got, I think, in a mystery box. And I'm just going to put that right on the outer part of my face on my cheekbone. Take a little bit because I like doing this. And a little bit to lift that brow line. And it's very glowy right now. Get some on the nose. I'm gonna buff it out with the IT Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Pores in Translucent. It is a beautiful finishing powder. I have a little bit here on my little palette. I'm going to use that first. It doesn't take much. This will last me forever. I believe I got this from Deb. I think Deb sent me this. Yeah, see, I still have some. I don't know if you can see it because it's white, but I still have some on my palette. And I'll just let that sit there and I'll use it daily. Okay, do I want to do something underneath my eye? I think a little bit. And I might regret this, but I think I'm going to go into the shade Happiness right here and put that underneath. I don't usually like to put pink under my eyes. I feel like it looks like I look like I have rabies. But just for a little bit of softness. There are no rabies here. We don't have rabies. I sometimes will take a shadow stick and go under my eyes. That's how I use my shadow sticks mostly. Speaking of rabies, there was a an animal rescue or something that was having a fundraiser, and they were selling sweatshirts, t-shirts, and long sleeve tees and stuff like that. And I bought one, and it's green, and it says I have rabies. And it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh all the time. I think I might want to, I'm just going to take that same brush and go into Cherish, that light, and put that in the front part. Maybe that'll brighten me up a little bit more. I don't know. Let's try it. Man, a matte inner corner. I know people love doing that. I don't love it. Oh, okay. So because I feel like my under eyes are looking a little crepey, a little dry because maybe some powder got on them, I'm going to use the D'Alba First Spray Serum. You guys, I love this so much. Where's my sponge? I'm going to spray a little bit on my sponge and just press in. And what that does is that hydrates that under eye a little bit, so your under eye powder doesn't look so crepey and textured. And then I will just spray my face, and I let it set for just a minute. And it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful spray. I will have all of these products linked in the description box below. My link for this is Amazon. Don't buy it from Ulta. It's like $6 more, I think. I think it's like $6 more if you buy it from Ulta. On Amazon, it's $20.99, but I usually buy it when they have it on sale for $17.99. And it lasts quite a while. You just use a very little bit. And it's just so pretty. All right, back to liner. Back to liner. I think I'm going to use my Sephora 12-hour liner in Sangria. See how little this guy is? It's in my Plan to Pan, or 26 and 26. And I'm just going to use this to tightline. That is how I always use this liner, as a tightline. And it just adds a little bit more dimension to your, it just makes your eyes pop a little bit. I'm going to use the NYX, they don't sell this anymore, the NYX Faux Whites liner, and this is in the shade Linen. It is a very pale pink. I'm going to use this in my waterline, and it just brightens up your eye just a little bit. Makes you look a little bit more awake. And then for mascara, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Lash Sensational Fireworks for my first 2 coats. I think that this mascara is phenomenal. I love it. I don't know if you can see just with 1 coat what it does. And I like that the bristles are short enough to where you can do your lower lash line and it's not going to be crazy. And then I have this little mini of the Benefit Fan Fest, and I'm going to do my second 2 coats with this. I think I got this in a gift with purchase at Ulta, like a bundle that they had if you spend a certain amount or whatever. I think this is a great mascara, but it is a little bit more pricey. And I only buy the Bad Gal Bang, also by Benefit. Here's the Bad Gal Bang. I only buy it when it's 50% off at Ulta, which makes it $14. This I would buy for $14. I would not spend $28 on a mascara. I will not. I don't care how good it is. Not when I can buy drugstore for a more affordable price. Although drugstore mascaras are getting a little too big for their britches, if you ask me. Again, I only buy them when they're on sale. I feel like my headband is falling off. Okay, lips. I'm going to do a very subtle lip. I want something that is a true mauve, not a warm mauve. That's warm. What do we have that is a true mauve? What is this? Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Liner in Magnetic Mauve. What is this one? Yeah, that's a little bit more cool toned. All right, I'm gonna line my lips with this. We'll be back. You guys, I wasn't even filming. I didn't turn my camera back on. I lined my lips with the Magnetic Mauve and I filled them in, and then it's just a little bit warmer than what I wanted. So I went in with the Rimmel Lasting Finish lipstick in the shade Iced Rose. You can see, yes, it is a frosty pink. I am in my frosty pink era. And while it is a little bit warmer than I still want, but it is a really pretty neutral lip. So you guys, I'm gonna go do my brows. We're gonna come back, finish look, we'll discuss. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. This is my finished look. I'm very happy with how it turned out. As I said, this was my most used palette of last year. And these are the shades that I go to most often, although I usually do put a lot more shimmer on the lid. And if you're still here, congratulations. I love this palette so very much that I bought another one to give to one of you. It is still in the box. I did open it when I got it to make sure that it was intact, and it is. But as you can see, it is very much untouched. I like to give back to those of you who watch my videos. So if you could please not let it be known in the comments below that it is a giveaway. This is a super secret giveaway just for you guys. So some rules that we have to get to. This is for US residents only. As you know, shipping is very expensive right now to other countries. You have to be 18 or older. Once this leaves my hands at the post office, I am no longer responsible for it to get to you. If it's broken, if it is lost, if it is stolen, I am not responsible for that. This giveaway is not affiliated with YouTube or with Huda. I bought this with my own money. I am filming this on the 14th. I think you're going to see it on the 17th, but this giveaway ends at midnight on the 28th. I will use a random winner picker. I will try to get a hold of you if you're on Instagram, and I will leave a comment on your comment so that you know that you won. You will then have 48 hours to contact me. If I don't get a response, I will move on to the next winner. Now that that is out of the way, down in the comments below, use a complete sentence with the word spring. As I said, I don't want anyone to know that this is a giveaway. So since it's a spring makeup video, use the word spring in the comments. I love giving back to you guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Good luck. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.